Morning. Welcome to BESE. I'd like to call the 2024 special call meeting retreat to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Appel.
Present.
Dr. Armstrong.
Present.
Mr. Birkin.
Here.
Mr. Castile.
Here.
Ms. Champagne. Here. Dr. Clark.
Here.
Mr. Harris.
Here.
Mr. Hollis is not present. Ms. Holloway.
Here.
Ms. Mallory.
Here.
Mr. Morris.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Members, I'd like to raise a point of privilege to start our meeting to acknowledge two of my colleagues and also to bring your attention to a matter of detail. So first of all, I'd like to recognize Mr. Castile and thank Mr. Castile. It was his idea to bring this meeting forward, moving our August retreat to February, giving new members an opportunity to familiarize ourselves with BESE, to meet stakeholders and stakeholders to meet BESE members. So thank Mr. Castile for that. And then also, I wanted to reflect back on Mr. Birkin's comment at the January meeting. Mr. Birkin took time to thank me for his appointment to chair the Administration and Finance Committee, and apparently he's enjoying that role so far. And we're looking for great things to come out of that committee, but also wanted to express my appreciation and also the officers for the confidence that you place in us to serve as officers for this year. So I want to thank you guys for that. Look forward to working with each and every one of you. And when I've told other folks, when I look across this dais, you know, what I see is a group of professionals that that have a sense of urgency, a can-do attitude, and just very passionate about doing great things for Louisiana kids. So appreciate each and every one of you and look forward to working with you this year. Then the matter of detail. So if you would, take a moment, look at your packet, and some of you may have seen this already, others may not, but on the bottom of your cover, you're going to see the BESE mission statement. So this is something I want to make sure that we're all familiar with as we go forward. So I want to read it. So the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education shall provide leadership and create policies for education that expand opportunities for children, empower families and communities, and advance Louisiana in an increasingly competitive global market. So I think that's critical as we look forward, that we keep that in front of us at all times. And then the other thing, if you would, open up inside the cover page of your packet, and you'll see the definition that BESE and the Board of Regents aligned on at the December 2023 meeting. So this is the definition for career and college readiness. I would encourage you to read through it. And then as we go through our meeting today, I'd appreciate any corollaries that you could draw from our conversations to both the mission statement and the career and college readiness definition. So I really feel like we need to keep those in front of us, and looking forward to hearing about those corollaries. All right, first item, please.
First item, approval of the agenda.
Can I get a motion? Ms. Miller, Ms. Holloway, thank you. No exceptions taken. Next item, please.
Next item, approval of the minutes from.
Whoa, excuse me, I'm
Yes, sure.
sorry. Mr. Castile.
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to move that we adjust the agenda to move item 4.1 to follow 4.4, please.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Do you have a second? Anybody opposed? Hearing none. Just for those of you who may not be aware, first presenter is running a few minutes late, so we want to give him an opportunity to present, but we need to adjust our schedule to accommodate that. Thank you, Mr. Castillo.
You're welcome.
All right, next item, please.
Next item is approval of the minutes from January 17, 2024.
So moved.
Second. Mr. Birkin, thank you. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next item, please.
Next item, item 4.2 on page 25, consideration of an update report regarding the Minimum Foundation Program Task Force membership.
Can I get a motion? Ms. Champagne, the second. Mr. Harris. Superintendent?
That's it.
Yes, so you all directed, the board directed the department and the BESE staff to work with the officers to finalize recommendations for you all to approve for the Minimum Foundation Task Force. Those recommendations are before you on page 25 in red. And those are the things that will be changing due to a vacancy or some other reason. Most of them were vacant.
Members, any comment?
Also on page, I'm sorry, Mr. Morris, page 28 is the policy that dictates the membership. So there is policy regarding the categories and who is the appointing authority for those categories.
Mr. Burke?
This might be the right time to just say that after this meeting and before the pictures at 2 o'clock, hopefully around 1 o'clock, Ms. Beth is going to do an MFP look over for us who are on the MFP task force, but also if anyone else would like to join to learn more about MFP, the history, how it came about, how everything is up to this point. So looking forward to that, but everyone is welcome if they would like to join us.
Great, thanks for offering that. So members, if you're interested in that, you can check with Mr. Birkin on details for location and so forth. And always appreciate Ms. Shiano's expertise as well. And then also, I think you guys have set a date for the MFP task force meeting?
That's correct. On the 19th of this month, the MFP task force will meet. We're still finalizing the time. It's kind of going back and forth a little bit because of some committees being on Capitol Hill that are meeting. We thought they were meeting at 9, but now they're saying they're meeting at 1, so we may move our meeting back to 9 a.m. on the 19th. It's still kind of fluid. I think Kevin is watching out for that and Shannon. So we will update as soon as we have it.
Okay, and Ms. Davis will communicate that to members?
Yes.
Great. Mr. Harris?
We had that accountability 101 that day too, at 9 o'clock, so we have to move that.
Yeah, okay. We can switch, block it.
Was that canceled? I thought that was canceled.
I think we're talking about two different things.
We can confirm, or confirm, or confirm.
Okay. But if you're interested in the meeting with Mr. Birkin and Betsiano, then Mr. Birkin should contact. Okay. Public comment on this one? No public comment? All right. We have a motion on the floor. Is there any exception to the motion? Hearing none, motion passes. Next item, please.
Next item on page 29, consideration of an update report regarding Louisiana literacy and mathematics. Motion to receive.
Can I get a motion? Ms. Armstrong, a second. Ms. Mellerin? Dr. Brumman?
Thank you, Mr. Morris. We're really excited to have time this morning to talk about our literacy strategy, the reading revival we are trying to create in the state of Louisiana, but also the math refresh work that we're doing, which is return particularly to the foundational skills of mathematics in those early grade levels as they move to conceptual understanding of mathematics. We feel strongly about our reading strategy. We think it's the right strategy. We're already seeing good results around that. And so we feel as a team that we need to hold the line on those science of reading based practices that have been employed. But we also know that we have to shift more attention to math now that we have been able to stand up all of the reading work. And so Dr. Chasson is here this morning and wants to just take some time to work the board and public through a presentation on some of our reading and math work, and certainly take time to get your input and advice on anything that you think and feel we should be considering or doing moving forward. So Dr. Chasson.
Good morning. Jenna Chasson, Department of Education. Happy to be with you all this morning to provide some updates on our ongoing literacy and numeracy improvement work across the state. First, we'll take a look at the literacy work and the impact of our literacy improvement strategy over the last several years. These are the pillars of our Louisiana literacy strategy, and these represent the cornerstone of our literacy improvement work and were founded as results of our ongoing action research as well as evidence-based best practices. Pillar 1 is all around goal setting, And it's all about communicating goals to stakeholders, including families, and monitoring these goals throughout the school year. Pillar 2 is about ensuring that time is assigned specifically for both core instruction and interventions that are all grounded in the science of reading. Pillar 3 includes the facilitation of learning communities that are focused on literacy, as well as opportunities for teachers to be trained and receive ongoing professional development. And finally, Pillar 4 emphasizes the need for schools to engage with families in providing literacy support for their children. We have set an ambitious literacy goal. And we chose to set this goal around 4th grade reading NAEP, the National Assessment of Educational Progress. We wanted to ground our literacy improvement plan in data so that we can best understand the impact of our robust literacy improvement activities. And we wanted to set a clear, long-term, and quantifiable goal. We looked toward a strong national indicator for reading ability so that we could best tell not only about Louisiana improvements in literacy, but also how we as a state stack up against the other states in our nation. Our goal is by 2028, Louisiana's 4th grade NAEP results will increase by 10 points in scale score in comparison to the 2019 results, placing Louisiana above the national average in 4th grade reading performance. And if rankings would remain steady across other states, this would place us in the 20s. We are happy to say that we did grow from that pre-COVID number of 220 as a scale score to 222. Our 4th grade students who are economically disadvantaged improved from 42nd to 11th nationally for reading score growth on NAEP. And in 2022, Louisiana ranked number 1 in the nation for 4th grade reading growth. Because of this incremental growth, Louisiana rose from 46th to 42nd in overall national ranking. And this is our highest overall national ranking since 2003. We are encouraged by this incremental growth, but we know that we have so much further to go. And our next step is really about implementing all of the legislation and policies that have been set in place over the last few years and implementing them very well as a state. Not only have we seen growth on the national assessment, but also on our 2023 ELA LEAP administration. Our Louisiana 3rd graders increased mastery by 5 percentage points from 2022 to 2023. Again, we're very proud and encouraged by these early signs of progress, but we know that we have much further to go for all of our students to be reading on grade level. Next, I'd like to dive in more to our fall reading report. These are the fall 2023 results that students take within the first 30 days of the school year. Results this year revealed that 29.5% of kindergarten students, 45.9% of 1st graders, 50.7% of 2nd graders, and 51.6% of 3rd graders scored proficient on the full battery of the screener. This is the first year that we have administered statewide one universal screener to all students in kindergarten through 3rd grade. This is also the first year that school systems have reported on the full battery of a literacy screener. Before this year, they were only reporting one single section of the screener per grade level. As such, the results should represent the new baseline of scores for our fall literacy screener results. Our school systems have now completed their mid-year administration of the literacy screener, and systems have reported the literacy screener data to the department, but we are still in the internal cleanup process. They just finished their screener last week. Based on preliminary data, the overall performance trends on the literacy screener from the beginning of the year to the middle of the year show growth across all grade levels, with significant improvement in kindergarten, because I'm sure you're all noting here the really low numbers and concerning numbers in kindergarten. But we are so far seeing from those mid-year results a significant uptick in kindergarten in the mid-year data, which is very encouraging. Further analysis will delve into specific subtest growth by grade level to assess the efficacy of interventions We will be using this mid-year screener data to build intentional supports provided to our school systems. As we talk about our new statewide literacy screener, I want to highlight a very important facet of understanding our literacy screener data, and that's the cut scores and how they change throughout the year. Students are assessed on the literacy screener 3 times a year. As the year progresses, the cut scores that determine proficiency increase for each benchmark. Here, you can see a sample of some of the measures to show how the score increases. For example, if you all look at that 3rd grade row at the bottom, while a student only needs to read 73 words per minute to be considered proficient in oral word fluency, that same child needs to read 105 words per minute at the mid-year point and 114 words per minute at the end of the year to be considered proficient. So when we see students maintain proficiency, it signals that they are continuing to make progress and grow. A few more notes about our screener. The 3 windows, we have the beginning of the year, which is administered within the first 30 school days, the winter, which occurs in that December, January, and the end of the year administration during the month of April. You can see the differences of what was happening prior to this school year and then what is new this school year. For the first time ever, we're using that one universal statewide literacy screener. Schools are reporting the entire battery. We have an online platform reporting system, and the end-of-year administration of the screener will be a secure administration. This means that the data, just a few slides ago with that fall reporting, is really considered baseline data. We really can't compare it to previous year's data because there's such a difference in the assessment. The screening assessment measures particular skills that are typically predictive of later reading success. The skills build upon each other from one grade level to the next and are appropriately matched to children's ages and developmental stages. The skills are also linked to the standards that children